Okay, my mathematicians. Today in math, we are going places. Look, there's Paris, the Colosseum. You need your passport. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just joking. No, we are going places, though. It just happens to be place value. That was rude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, so the question that you are going to ponder or think about right now is there's a number in front of you right here. And what I want you to do is using math language, because as mathematicians, we are specific and we use math vocabulary. Using math language, I want you to look at this number and think about what are some things that you could turn and talk to a partner and say about this number. So take a minute and think about it. If you think of one thing, try and think of a few more. So right now, press pause and think about some things you could say about this number. So press pause. Okay, unpause. Okay, so some things that I was hearing were some important math vocabulary words, that math language that I was talking about. Words like digit. Each of these is a digit in the number. And then I heard important words like ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands, and place. Each of these digits is in a specific place, the thousands place, hundreds place, tens place, ones place. I heard someone say the actual number, 1,726. Some people were comparing more than, less than, and that's something we do with numbers. We compare them. Someone also mentioned 1 cube, 7 flats, 2 sticks, 6 bits. So that tells me some of you guys were thinking about what it might look like if we used base 10 blocks, which is great because an important part of math is visualizing. And then that's a good place to start from because we've been working a lot with numbers. And I don't know if you've noticed, but as we've been working with the numbers recently, we've been sneaking in some more of the math language and the math vocabulary. And so what I wanted to do was kind of take a step back and talk more about some of this math vocabulary we've been sneaking in lately. So one of these things that we've been sneaking in lately is this word standard form. So what I want to do is talk about that briefly. So standard form is when we give you a number, any number like the one we just did, 1,726. This number, just as a number, is called standard form. And that's true of any number when you look at the number itself as standard form. And so what I want to try and do is give you something to compare it to, because something the brain does is the way it makes sense of information is by making connections to other things. So I'm going to give you a weird human example, and it's not quite exactly the same, but it's sort of similar. So just hang with me and try and see if it helps you make sense of it. So a weird human example that's kind of like standard form is like, here's a picture of me, okay? The standard form of me would be like just a picture of me. You see a picture of me, that's like the short and quick version of me. It's a picture of me. You look at it, you know it's me. With a number, when you see this number, you know it's the standard quick and short version of 1,726. So then another form you've been seeing is when the number is actually written out, 1,726. This is the word form. And this is easy to remember because it is what it says it is. It's actually written out 1,726. These are the words that represent the number. And my weird human example is actually just that. The word form of me is the word Mrs. Witchman. So that kind of makes sense, right? Okay, so the last example I'm going to give you is the one we're going to spend more time going into depth with, and it's kind of the one that gets a little bit more confusing for kids, and it's called the expanded form. And when you expand something, it means you like stretch it out. So I want you to think of the expanded form as the stretched out. Expand means stretch. So right now, here, right up here, is the standard form of that number, 1,726. The expanded form of that standard number, or the stretched out version, is just each of the places stretched out. So here we've got the thousands place, the hundreds place, the tens place, the ones place. So the stretched out or expanded form of 1,726 is 1,000 plus 700 plus 20 plus 6. So what they just did was they took the 1,000, the 700s, the 2 tens, and the 6 ones, and they just put a plus sign in between them and stretched it out. It's the longer, stretched out version. So going along with my weird human examples, my expanded form would be my stretched out version, which is the Diana plus Lynn plus Schmidl plus Witchman. And I like to think of it as the you're in trouble version. I call it that because when I was little and I did something wrong, my mom she'd yell, Diana Lynn Schmidl. And so I like to think of it as the you're in trouble version. I mean, I don't know if the expanded form number version is like the you're in trouble version of numbers, because I don't know the numbers moms. I don't know if they're in trouble or whatever, but so this is like not really a perfect match, but I like to think of it for humans like that. But think of it as the stretched out version, the long version. I'm sure you guys don't get in trouble, so I'm sure you guys never are in expanded form. But think of it as the long, stretched out version. Okay, so here we go. Let's try this out. So here's a number in which form? Right as it is right now. What is it? Can we say it on 3? 1, 2, 3. Standard form. So let's stretch it out. Here is the 5 in the thousands place. So this would be 5,000. Here's a 9 in the hundreds place. So this would be 900. The 6 is in the tens place. So this would be 60. The 2 is in the ones place. So this would be 2. So now when I'm writing my expanded form, I would do 5,000 plus 900 plus 60 plus 2. And obviously I'm going in order of the places, thousands plus hundreds plus tens plus ones. So the expanded form of 5,962 is 5,000 plus 900 plus 60 plus 2. All right. Okay. Let's see. How about this one? Okay. So 5,316. This is in standard form. So start with the thousands. So I would write 5,000 plus. Okay, I'm doing something with my mouse and I'm noticing that I'm doing it, and it's funny because if this was a pencil and paper task, I would normally do this with my pencil. And this is something that I do because mathematicians are organized. So I would be tapping this with my pencil normally. This is the way I stay organized. I did the thousands, so I tap the thousands and then I do it. So now I'm going to tap the hundreds so I don't skip it. So tap the 3 hundreds. Now I write 300 plus tap the tens, 110. So I put a 10. Tap the 6, 1. So I write down a 6. So now there's 5,316 equals 5,000 plus 300 plus 10 plus 6. So that's my expanded form. Okay, moving on to the next one. Here's my 7,289 in what form? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Standard form. Good, and now we're going to write it in what form? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Expanded form. Good. Okay, we're going to start right here. I'm going to tap on the thousands. There's 7 in the thousands place. So I'm going to write 7,000 plus tap on the 200s. So I'm going to write 200. Tap on the 8 in the tens place. So that's 80. Tap on the 9 in the ones place. So that's 9. So the expanded form of 7,289 is 7,000 plus 200 plus 80 plus 9. All right, moving and grooving, folks. Here we go. Okay, here's 4,028. Okay, so tap on 4 in the thousands place. So I'm going to write 4,000. I don't know why I skipped that. Okay, 4,000 plus. Okay, so there's a 0 in the hundreds place. So do I need to write anything here? That's a good, interesting question. I want to know what you think. So what I'd like you to do is press pause here, and I want you to tell me or think to yourself, do I need to write anything here? If you think yes, I want you to think about why. If you think no, I want you to think about why. Press pause here. Okay, unpause. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do it both ways. And then we're going to see. Okay, moving on. 2 in the tens place, so I'm going to write 20. And then 8 in the ones place. Okay, so right now we've got 4,028. Expanded form is 4,000 plus 0 plus 20 plus 8, or 4,000 plus 20 plus 8. Okay, so let's go back to our question, because that was a really great question. So this is what's cool about math. So the true answer is this. You could have written either one of these, and both would have been correct. And that's what's cool about math, is sometimes there's more than one right answer. Now, here's the thing. As your third grade teacher, I would probably recommend that you have done it this way. Now, let me explain why, okay? Here's why. If you were given this as a number sentence to solve, many, many times I have seen third graders look at this, and this is what they write as their answer. Can you see why? Many, many times they see the 4, then they see the 20 and the 8, so they write this. Now, let me ask you something. Is this number equal to this number? No way, Jose. See, and the thing is, we need to remember that 0 is a very, very powerful number. Even though 0 has a 0 value, when it is in a place, it is still holding a place, and the place is powerful. And what happens here is that's why I recommend you put the 0 in your expanded form, because it holds a place, and that is so important. So if you see your expanded form with the 0 there, you're probably going to remember to hold that place. And you're probably going to remember to write it like this: 4,000, 0 in the hundreds, 2 in the tens. And you'll write it correctly. Well, you better, at least, now that I told you this. Otherwise, I'm going to say, someone was not paying attention to my lesson. Okay, moving on, friends. It's your turn. Are you ready to stretch? You are going to get some numbers in standard form, and you will be returning them back to me in expanded form. I can't wait. Okay, so you will be getting an assignment, and I will see you when I see you.